Happy season 2, guys.
Yeah, this is a fucking movie to start with. Thanks everyone who recommended this.
There's like 2 people and me. Lovely Molly.
Fuck.
So just, before we start this review, I felt it would be courteous to just point out that this is a film that is centered highly around really horrible topics like sexual abuse, rape, etc. So if that stuff, really upsets you, bothers you in any way, don't watch the rest of this review or this movie, obviously.
It's even from someone who's never dealt with it personally, it's very disturbing. I hate this is a little bit of a spoiler, and I hate doing that, but I definitely think that's something that people should know before they go into
Definitely.
this.
Lovely Molly is it's a film from 2012 directed by Eduardo Sanchez, the creator of the Blair Witch Project, and it tells the story of a recovering heroin addict named Molly who moves back into her childhood home after getting married. And shit starts getting a little weird because painful things from the past start getting dredged up.
God, I wasn't feeling 100% today. I was a little nauseous when we started watching this movie. I'm full on, about to throw up right now, and I'm blaming the movie for it because just this movie honestly made me just feel sick.
It's really, really, really fucking great, though. It's good.
It's a really great fucking movie.
I know the feeling because when I first watched this, I felt genuinely uncomfortable. This is one of the few films to genuinely make me uneasy and really just ugh.
It's almost like how The Witch.
No, I couldn't even compare it to The Witch. I compare it to Autopsy of Jane Doe and Lake Mungo. That's about it.
No, I'm gonna compare it to The Witch just because after watching this, it's a very different breed of dirty than The Witch, but I still just feel very dirty.
Well, part of that is because it's shot digitally and not on film. And it doesn't even try to make itself look like film. It looks totally cold and digital, so it really adds to that sense of it gives you a different feel than a movie that was shot on film would. This is a weird movie. It's a kind of blend between the found footage style and a more conventional movie, and it
works though.
It works very well because they flow together very well, and the found footage style is used sparingly throughout, only in scenes where it really helps to escalate the tension. And fuck me, this movie's so good. I
am very glad to have watched this movie. I will never watch it again.
Really? It affect you that much?
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's the same thing with Trash Fire. They're both phenomenal movies. I don't want to watch them again.
Okay. I can watch this movie many times. I have to be with people, though. If I watch this alone again, I'll be really creeped out. This movie's really fucking just unsettling and atmospheric and very, very cool.
You want to just jump right into likes?
We'll dive right in. Like I just said, phenomenal acting. Gretchen Lodge, was her first acting role ever, and she killed it. Oh my god. The slow progression of her just spiraling downward is done so organically and so believably, and there's not a second of it that doesn't feel real, and it's awesome.
Yeah, no. Her acting was incredible, and even just...
all the acting was good, but she specifically
stood out.
Yeah, because the whole movie's centered around.
But even further, to further that, it's not just her acting; it's also just the script for this. It was incredibly well done for someone who's used to be an addict, for someone with very bad PTSD, for someone who may even be schizophrenic. A lot of it's left in the air. But my read of it was the psychological one, and everything about the person who wrote this knew how these sorts of people with these illnesses behave and function and how they think.
What I love about this movie is that it is done, the ambiguity of it is done so well that you really can argue either or, and you would be right. You can argue that it was psychological, you can argue that it was supernatural. Either way, they're both ways. There's not an argument for either or that holds more water than the other.
Yeah. No, I got the psychological read, he has the supernatural read, and
But at the same time, I can also totally understand the psychological read. That's why I still don't know, and that's why I love this movie.
And I can totally understand the supernatural one.
You can totally read this movie either way, and that's such a cool thing, because there's not many movies like that. There's movies where you can, like, I elect to read it this way, but no, this movie genuinely can go either way, and it would not lose anything. And that's awesome. It's really fucking creepy. Also, it has one of the coolest shots in history, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it happens toward the end of the movie, and it is so chilling and so awesome. Yeah.
The cinematography as a
Oh,
whole
of course.
in this movie was just fantastic.
Like I said, it's shot on digital, so it has a much more cold, steelish feel. But it's because of that, it really adds this sense of just weirdness because you're not used to seeing films shot digitally like that.
There's really nothing.
I wanted to talk about the sound design specifically.
Oh fuck!
Because everything about this movie, and specifically just the whole unsettling atmosphere and just the weird, just creepy tone, a good portion of it comes from the sound design, because Eduardo Sanchez knows how to make mix the sound to the point where everything is lending to the atmosphere of just, oh my god, I'm so uncomfortable watching this. Between just the weird, the low pass noise, just the increasingly loud white noise, and then just the static of the camera, these really just kind of piercing, ringing bell sounds that just kind of accompany throughout the entire movie.
Even the crickets in the background.
Everything is just all the diegetic sound is accentuated, and it's coupled with a score that's just really, really, really minimal, but so creepy because it's just tiny little bell dings here and there, and it's just but they gradually increase in tone and frequency, and it's really, really just creepy. And this movie is, it's almost kind of beautiful, the sound, the score part of it, but it's coupled with such just disturbing imagery and disturbing content that this movie just makes you feel real dirty.
You said something about it as we were watching it, the one scene with the lip. I don't want to say more than that.
Yeah, that shit makes me cringe.
Oh my god.
That shit actually makes me cringe.
That scene had me just oh, fuck. I was tense as... I was the most tense I've been in recent memory.
There's a lot of stuff involving teeth in this movie and the damage they can do to people.
Yeah, oh god. This movie was... Pretty much in every way I could think of, this movie was outstanding.
It's genuinely fucking great. And, I really can't think... I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. I really don't.
I don't either, honestly. This movie was incredible.
It's really great, but it's so disturbing and so just... ugh. But I love it, and I think everybody should check it out, personally. And I'm going to call Lovely Molly a genre masterpiece, personally.
Yeah, so am I.
There you go. Wow, we're kicking off 2017 in a great way.
Yeah, in a great way. It's making me... Ugh. No, I honestly, I don't know how I haven't seen this movie before now.
Not a lot of people did. It was a very minimal, limited release.
And I understand why. After watching the movie, I understand why this was only a limited release. It's
probably not something that would play well with the public. But
yeah, exactly.
God damn.
This is a movie that its sole goal is to make the audience as uncomfortable as possible, and it succeeds. And I can see why.
Props to Eduardo Sanchez for...
Yeah, really, Eduardo Sanchez. And I still can't believe this is Gretchen Lodge's first role. Holy shit.
First acting role ever. It's fucking impressive.
Again, everybody should check this out, except for those...
Well, those people who we discussed at the beginning who would be, upset by this movie's content, don't watch it. Everybody else, watch it. Especially if you're a fan of things like the Blair Witch Project and Eduardo Sanchez's other work, because he does some good stuff. Yeah, so you guys should watch this movie, and then you like us and comment and subscribe and say, hey, I watched Lovely Molly and I'm really uncomfortable. And I'll say, yeah, good, same here.
Yeah, blame us for telling you to watch it.
Hey, great way to start 2017. Guess what? Next weekend's the first big horror release of January. Thanks,
movie.
Guys, for watching, as always, and comment, subscribe. This is probably going to be the last good movie review until February.
I'm not in control anymore.